If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in a Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft. Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed. A child shall lead them, dear listener, to buy our merch. Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. This is a solo review by your boy Vinny.
No.
Sori has quit the channel. Oh. She's back.
I returned.
She has returned.
Yes, I'm also a wife cleaning laundry.
All right. Laundering laundry.
How boring. All right, I'm back to the fun stuff. Music.
Yes.
Dio,
So,
Sunset Superman.
Rest in peace to Michelle's dad. I'm very, very sorry to hear that, Michelle. We heard about that.
Yeah, we did.
Last night.
Yep,
If you are a praying person, pray for Michelle, because she needs it.
For sure.
But I'm glad we can be... Peter Samuelson in the house!
Hey, how are you?
Seven Dustin in the house. Sori's retirement was shorter than Hove's. And Brady's. Speaking of retirement, you, dear listener, might want to retire the baby formula that you're currently using. Why? Why would you retire your baby formula? The reason is because United States baby formula has not really significantly been updated since the 1980s. Yes, before we were born. We had a kid. We have a kid. We've had multiple kids who do not do well with American formula. A lot of gastrointestinal issues, those types of digestion issues. And so we went elsewhere, and we found a formula company that actually our kid could actually keep it down.
It's literally the best stuff. When we actually looked into it, all we had was samples, and I was so pissed that we had to then put him on soy because the soy was so disgusting. And I'm like, I wish that we had more than just the samples because I wanted to give it to Reza, actually. But now, since then, we've had another baby. Our business is in full swing, and now the product is available for everybody else, so it helps with the constipation, the stomach issues, and it's a really clean formula when you mix it. It's not like chunky and gross, and yeah, it's European high standards. It's unbelievable.
Solubility, mixability, and it is extremely affordable. So there you are, dear listener. Now, nobody cares about that anymore. We care about a man by the name, I believe, Ronnie James Dio.
Sunset Superman. Our alliance was on a hiatus for most of last year, and so to make up for lost time, we had a poll where the top 6 songs winning the poll would get reacted to. Like most polls, each member put forth 2 songs, and we all voted on which of those songs would be best to represent Sin and Glory.
Sin and Glory!
As Vin likes to call them. This song was nominated by Mad Maestro. It's sung by a certain singer. Thank you very much. I didn't know. I thought you said how to have a can.
Here you go, guys. This is what it looks like. Very professional.
Yes, very cute. This song was nominated by Matt. Can you say that word? Because Maestro?
Mad Maestro.
Mad Maestro. It's sung by a certain singer of the name Dio called Sunset Superman.
All right, guys, here we go. Sunset Superman.
Okay, listen, as far as superheroes goes, I always liked Superman the best out of all of them. I didn't care that he was cheesy and that the only thing was like kryptonite. That's the only flaw. Everything else he's going to be able to do.
Yeah, he was OP.
That's what everybody said.
Strong.
I like that. I wanted
they made
him
him
OP.
too strong.
I'm going to take
Speaking of OP, do you want to do some family fun night with the kids?
I do want to do.
Family Fortnite?
I do.
Okay, let me tell
But
them.
we have a business meeting though after too.
Oh, we have a business meeting after. That's right.
So we'll see. This is Red Bulls. This is Red Bulls. Thank you, Johan.
I love
Thank you, Johan.
Okay. No more interruptions, dear listener.
You want one?
Oh, yes.
I don't know if you should, but
The time has arrived. Here we go. Here we go. Ronnie James Dio.
Sunset Superman.
Sunset
I
Superman.
hope this is a fun song.
All right, let's do it.
Not sad. Please don't be sad.
It won't be sad. Is this the right one? Is that him?
No, it can't be. Is it? Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah,
When
Sunset
he's saying
Superman
Sunset
in
Superman,
this bitch.
when that guy is saying that in the background,
Yeah.
I think if we would have gotten rid of that, and the way that Dio was doing that was like good, but then if you would have had in the background those like the house stuff that he was doing, I think that would have been crazy.
Dude, I say this every
He's
single
such a good vocalist.
Every time we cover a Dio song, I'm always like, okay, my ultimate dream band.
Yeah, here it is.
It's
Tony Iommi.
It's Tony Iommi.
Dio. The fella from
Dimebag.
Dimebag Daryl.
And I gotta go Iron Maiden style and add a third guitarist, so my man Head from Korn. Say what you want. The man created an entire genre single hand. I tell him that all the time. Like, my nigga, you created an entire genre single hand. No, I didn't. Blah blah blah.
No,
we were in blah blah. I'm like, shut up. He's like, how you gonna text me and tell me to shut up? I'm like, you're the greatest. He laughs at me. I love you, Brian. So that's 3. Those are my top 3 guitarists. Vocally, it's my man Dio, and nobody stands besides that dude, though. Nobody stands beside Dio.
This is a good album,
drummer,
too.
You know who my drummer was? The drummer was the dude from Rush. Remember we saw that drum solo?
Yeah, the long one.
Yeah, and he had like 6,000
so everywhere. Yeah.
So that guy from Rush, don't know who he is. And then bass, I don't really care. You put anybody you want. Oh, actually, the dude from Diablo Viscaris.
I don't know who sent us that
The second
link.
bassist from Diablo Viscaris. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I love that dude. I love him.
Yep.
I was telling Zen, I was like, him and Benji, man, like, inspired like the last year of my guitar. The last year of my guitar playing has all just been
for real
influenced by Neo. But those are the bands, man. That's my top 5.
Okay, and as I thought, Sunset Superman. Usually stuff about Superman ends up being a little bit sad. I wasn't completely clear on what this song was about, but he said the night has 1,000 eyes, but he moves in only places where eyes can never be. And then he says the night tells 1,000 lies, and when you wake up in the morning, were you dreaming, screaming, trying to hide, or burning heart?
Tried to hide your burning heart before someone cuts it all away.
Yeah, well, I just... I'll tell you that later. Okay, go ahead. Carry on.
Yeah, I just think that he's probably talking about himself.
Yeah. Yeah, I got that too.
Because when me and Sharif...
Wait, himself as in the person that's moving through, or the 1,000 eyes?
He is the Sunset Superman.
Yes.
And, you know, me and Reef used to talk about it, like, because we would dream about being in a band. Like, you know, the best thing about being a band is, like, you wake up at 3 o'clock, right? And you get ready, eat some food or whatever, and then boom, man, you gotta get ready for the show. And that's when it starts, like, the nightlife. And we used to think about that all the time. Like, that would be fucking sick, bro, to, like, wake up at 3 p.m. and then fucking no responsibility, and then you just strap up your guitar and fucking go crazy.
What does he play?
He was a singer. Yeah, I can't sing.
Can he
shit,
still sing?
Oh yeah. He's a monster. He was into like R&B stuff.
Have you ever thought of putting him on?
He was into R&B and things
cool.
like before.
Yeah.
I don't know, because like I got that. You know how I am when we're making music. Like I got that Kanye energy. Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
This is you know what I'm saying? And he's. We'd probably fight.
Yeah. Well, I don't know though, because he'd probably be more on his shit. And so he'd be seeing the energy with, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to take me longer because I'm not, like, a natural-born singer. So where he is, he's probably going to catch his stuff a lot faster than I would.
Yeah, I might.
Anyway.
But, like, he becomes Superman at sunset. Because that's when they make their money. That's when they work, is nightfall. Especially if you're in a main stage band.
Yeah.
If you're a main stage band, you're going at nighttime. So...
Oh, you think this is about playing...
No, he is a sunset Superman.
Yes, yeah.
What's going on is... the consequence of being in that life. So for example, the night has 1,000 eyes, but he moves in only places where eyes can never be. The night tells 1,000 lies, and when you wake up in the morning, you're dreaming, screaming, trying to hide your burning heart before somebody cuts it all away. So I think this is all about him and him being a rock star and what a night is like for him. And why he's doing what he does at night. The night tells 1,000 lies, for example. Like one of those lies would be, "You're the greatest thing in the world." Blah 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 blah. You had a great night. You had all this
Shoot.
drugs. You had all these women. You had all this alcohol.
But then
you had
that
all
way
this
that you
fun.
feel the next day.
But then you wake up. You wake up. Were you dreaming? And then you wake up screaming. You're trying to hide your burning heart before somebody cuts it all away. It's like you get all these perks for being a rock star, but then you have to wake up at some point. And for a lot of people that have like depression and things like that, waking up is a motherfucker, man. It's a very difficult thing to like even get out of bed for a lot of people. So like it's a crazy cycle. Like, oh, I hate getting out of bed. Then you get out of bed, you work yourself up, and then you're on cloud 9 when you're playing. Then after that, there's the after party, there's the drugs, there's the women and all that, and like you forget how hard it was to wake up. But then you got to go to sleep at some point and start a new day.
Yeah.
And so it looks to me like that's kind of what's going on. Like he's Superman after sunset, but then when he wakes up in the morning, it's not really like that.
That's crazy.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Somebody start the game and the dark will just get louder as it shouts away the light. Right? So like they play loud music, you know.
Wow, yeah.
All
yeah,
that.
Shadow without a name, and when he wakes up in the morning, he just won't know. Was he a hero? Trying to hide his right.
Hide his burning heart before somebody cuts it all away again. So it's
well, what do you think the before somebody cuts it all away line is?
Say again.
What do you think the before someone cuts it all away line is?
Well, he's protecting your heart before somebody cuts it all away, because he's already a wounded person, and so the lifestyle is empty because you're around all these women or whatever. But he's not going to give his heart to anybody because he's
what is left of his broken heart. He doesn't want to be completely
he's not
cut
going to
out.
give to. He's not going to give to somebody. So even though the lifestyle is kind of empty, and it's kind of empty when I wake up in the morning, it's better alternative than giving one person my heart and then her, you know, stomping and crushing.
Yeah,
them.
I guess you could look at it from the other side, because I've only ever looked at it from like, oh, like here these groupies, they're going up and they're. You remember like that whole, well, I mean, let's not...
Applejack in the house,
let's
gang
not
shit.
dig up old wounds, but there was somebody that was accused of like doing stuff with, underage people. And I mean, that's kind of typical for musicians,
There's a
like
lot
for
of
that to
them.
come
I
out
mean,
like that. Well, we
yeah.
had shot a video, people got upset about it, but you remember what I'm talking about now?
Yeah.
So, like, I guess I always, like, kind of look on the girl side of it, kind of feel bad for them. Because I'm like, oh, they got sucked up in the, especially like that one girl, she's getting friggin' baloney thrown at her and all the craziness that sometimes ends up happening. But then, there is the other side of it. So you have somebody that's traveling around doing music and they're always giving themselves, giving. And then, like, I don't think that the majority of those girls that come around that are like, hey, I'll one night it. Like, I don't think that those girls are like, I would like to build forever with you. Like, I'd like to support your dream and travel around with you and stuff. Yeah. So I guess you could also feel bad for the artist to say that, they are searching for something too when they're engaging in those things. And yeah, it might just be some raw sexuality. But it also might be that there's some loneliness inside that they're trying to dispense with in a metal sort of way,
Yeah, the sex thing really, it's not what people think it is. Like, being able to cavort with a bunch of women is not, it's something that only people on the outside think is like the greatest thing ever. But if you're inside that kind of situation, it's really not like that. It's almost like, the more chemicals you ingest, the more tolerance your body builds up to it. And so things that would get you in a certain space, after a year of consistent whatever, it's not going to be the same thing. Mm-hmm. So it's a similar situation with you just get the sick feeling after a while.
Well, I think
you become disgusted with yourself, with women in general. It's a dark place to be. But a lot of dudes, in their minds, they're like, oh,
yeah, well, yeah.
But it's really a horrible, empty cycle to be caught up in.
Yeah, but I think that when you have like whole religions that are like, when you die, you're gonna have innumerable virgins and wine. You know what I mean? Like, and so I think that kind of gives you the idea that that's the epitome of like, that would be the ultimate. Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily. I saw this depiction of somebody had posted like, oh, gluttony is never talked about, and it like, did you see this post? Like, it was almost like, it was difficult to look at because they were trying to make it like basically make gluttony look really evil.
Yeah.
But it did like kind of make my stomach upset to see like that level of consumption.
Yeah, anything that's done in excess is it's pretty disgusting.
I remember like when I was a kid, like the only time that I would end up overeating was on Thanksgiving. And like that feeling that you had on Thanksgiving where you were like so sick and you were like, yo, I'm not doing this tomorrow. Like that was like the kid version of me.
I'm never gonna do this again.
Yeah. But as an adult, like I think that
Check Stubs girl.
No.
Check Stubs, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
She would do that all the time. I'm never doing this again.
That's right. Yeah. But then, yeah. I mean but that's what I mean. Like when you have something in excess, like the first few bites of something are good, but by 50, when you're on like you're just gorging yourself, it's not as enjoyable anymore. And you keep doing that, then it's like, what am I even doing? You know what I mean? And I think it's like that for anything that we can, consume in a way or something that we can enjoy. Like anything that we. Like my mom used to take us away from the park before we got like, ah! Like she wanted us upset when we were leaving the park. So then the next time she wanted to bring us to the park, we'd be like, yes.
Yeah.
So, like I think that's like that for a lot of things. Like you just take too much of it, then it's just too much. So I used to think it was kind of crazy what you were saying when you were like, it literally just becomes disgusting to, for people that have been with like lots of different people. And, I think I understand the concept now because I've heard a lot more people kind of like expressing that. It's a
sick feeling.
So like this is the first time I think that I've ever like looked at the artist and been like, that might be kind of sad for them as well. Like the kind of lonely, you know what I mean? Like that might be kind of lonely to just have people that are like, I'll be your one night jump off. You know what I mean? Like, So, and he says trying to hide your broken heart before somebody cuts it away. So he's in a rough spot. So, but I really appreciate when the artists kind of get transparent like that and put that out there. I think that's what's really sad about it is that a lot of times when the artist puts it out there, like we've said this before, people are so busy trying to say whether or not they relate to it that they can't really hear like that's what Dio just said. Like he just made a whole song about how his heart is broken and how he feels in the morning, and like you said, that waking up depression feeling. And it's like, okay, like if I know he doesn't have only 100 followers, but if he had 100 followers, what percentage of those 100 people said, yo, and tried to do something for him?
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard because on the one hand, like there is a place for that sort of empathy, but on the other hand, it's like, it's very difficult to empathize with somebody who you perceive has everything that they want.
Right, exactly. But once you realize that having everything is not like, I don't think you have to have everything for you to realize that that's not everything. Right. But I think some people it has to be that way.
I agree with that. I love the song. I love the freaking guitars.
Yeah.
They're really good.
And his vocals in it, man.
I was imagining covering this with Seven.
Yeah.
Especially when it goes Sunset Superman. We could kind of like.
I'll bring the lemonades.
Yeah, we could kind of like,
Yep.
Choreograph.
Yeah.
Synchronize our moves, Seven.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be the most gangster fucking international operators ever with this shit. Okay. Then we'll have we will put Applejack in there. He can guess. He can like freestyle it. Sunset Superman in this. Bitch.
Yeah, you'll do better than that.
I'm Prince. Fuck them Crips. You know what I'm saying?
Sunset Superman.
Yes. It's very anthemic for sure. That's the other thing, man. We need those anthems where you just let the drum play. Dun, ch, dun, dun, ch, yeah. And have a little interlude and then go back. We're bringing that shit back. Yeah. Oh, by the way, we did a little preview of our song. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on our YouTube channel now. It was just up on Patreon, but now it's been released to the masses. I think it was called Sneak Peek, but I'll let you know at the beginning of the next video what it's called so you can check it out. In the meantime, I'm giving this one a 9.8.
Yes, Green Arrow caught 2 in a row.
Love
nice.
That voice.
All right,
love that voice.
9.6. Also, shout out. I'll bring on the other end because this is the other thing we gotta frontline that shit. Okay, guys, we're coming right back. We're in an Alliance stream. You guys know the deal. $1, starting $1. There's other things to get as well. The Alliance people actually ended up getting the preview first, right?
Yeah, they did. They had it for like a month before I released everybody else, something like that.
Okay. Perfect, guys. Okay, so we shall return. More coming up for you on the other side of the break. Who's next? Let me see here.
I'm looking for the sneak peek, so.
Stardust. Some dude named David Bowie. David Bowie? I don't know if you guys have heard of him. David Bowie. Ziggith Stardusticeth. We shall return. Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.